Zoom. I mean, so the first thing I've noticed here is this low right here made this. Okay, so this area right here, take this high. Okay, so this is S&D responsible for breaking structure to the upside. Now I would draw a zone in here, right? And I'll be waiting for price to come here, mitigate this area, and I'll look for a quick scalp, quick 10-point scalp. And then here's how I would like to get involved in here. So the first thing I'll notice is this, right? Within this zone right here, let me just make this a little bit clear. So you're looking at this 2 minute chart, and I like to as my guide, and I trade on 15 second. I trade on 15 second. So we have this area S&D responsible for breaking this high, you know, and then we close above, making this is a validated or protected low. So we know for a fact when price comes back to a zone, it often go to the demand, or S&D responsible for the structure break, right? And here, this zone right here that I just this zone right here is S&D responsible. And when price here come in here, I would wait for. I mean, like I mentioned, if I'm looking at 15 second, I would have a lot of areas that I can trade from. Like there are a lot of opportunities here if I would wanted to trade in, but yeah, just for so we have this zone. I see this, and I'm anticipating price coming back here and give us something. And so as soon as price start moving here, and let me see this push. It will be 57. These are 10 months. So these are huge moves. So as soon as price came in here, since like I mentioned, I'm trading in a very little account, very tiny, with a very tiny amount of money, very little amount of money. It's just nothing. So I can't risk more. So when price came in here, I would look for an area where I would get a position with minimum loss possible, like the minimum loss, like the lowest amount I can lose in here. And so when price does that and price come back, I would look for an area in 15 seconds. So here's why. Let me show you here. So here's how I would get involved in here. So let me get that in 15 seconds, and I'll show you guys. So you came in here, you know, and you see this? Okay. Oh, I don't 15-minute fucking. Yo, psych. The symbol can be what it can be. Okay, so in 15 seconds, and this is why time. I mean, where the fuck? Just fucking. Yo, oh, what the time was it? I didn't. Okay, here we go. Here we go. You see this? These are like huge areas in here. Huge areas in here. But let's look at the 2 minute break. Yeah, 2 minutes first. Let's see. Okay, I'll run to the one in here. So let me draw this on. Okay. So um, um, I should have just remember the time and I would have posted. You see that? Like that was a week in 2 minute time frame, but here you can see a better. You know, you see this fractal right here. Price didn't go. Price is at like very. You see this? This didn't go even past that. You know what I mean? So if I were to get involved in here out of a very, so I see this move coming in, oh, drop like that, and then this candle right here would give me confidence, for me to trade higher. And here's why. So here's why. This is something I've seen Dave do very often. Anlathum derige bu derige. So when I say this candle right here, you know, this candle right here, the wait, let me 9, 16, 15 candle right here. This candle right here traded above first. It came here. This candle right here, it traded below first. Traded below first and then come above. You know, and here it traded below the previous low and did not close. And that's a failure to close. You know what I mean? That's a failure to close. And when I see this move up, when I see this move up, when I see this kind of form and it moves up here, I would anticipate a retracement, or maybe I would have waited for this low to get taken. Yeah, so maybe I would get in here, you know. I'll get in here, but since my target is okay, I get this. So I'll get involved in here for I get involved in here. With this weak form, I'd be confident that price is going up. You know, and I mean, the whole market structure said so, but it was too fast. It was so fast. So I had to be. So when I see this kind of movement and close above, and then I'll get involved in here. And when I get involved in here, you see this? You see how much I have, like how much I'm losing in here? That's just 5 pips. And my with this 5 point stop loss, I would go for a target just 10 point here to take this high. To take this high, and then the nearest high here. So I'd always go for this. That's 10 point, and I'm done. Or I might be holding it for longer. Because I know for a fact price is gonna go above this zone. So I'd at least go for this zone right here. You all see that? So I'm looking at 2 minute chart. I'm looking at the 2 minute chart, and I see price drop to the previous S&D year, and then I see a flip in here, and I get involved. So get involved to with a stop loss of 5, and I'll take my profit to the nearest high, 10 points, and that's all I need. But since I know for a fact this is a time larger I see this zone, and this is a large high time frame zone, so I'll probably get involved for this zone. You know, this for the zone, or yeah, or maybe I'll wait until price give me a bear split. Maybe I'll just got out in here, but I know for a fact for price to give me a bear split, we need an area that is capable of pushing price, like give price a reasonable like push, like a good push, and when I see this zone right here, you know so I'll probably take my profit to this zone, right? To to here, yeah, to the tap of the zone, to here, because I see this zone. It's a high time frame zone. Maybe it's like looks like a 1 minute time frame area. But yeah, I'll probably wait for. I'll probably wait until price tap into this zone, and I'll get out. You know, before it tap, I'll get out. So that's about 58 points for five. That's about 58 points for with a loss of about 5 points. And y'all can see that. Like, look at this, 11 hour. That's 11 hour, right? And here's one thing I would want to mention in here. So here's what I look for this split. You know, I know for a certain price would go this, but like you mentioned, I don't have much to risk here. So I can only risk 5 points, not more than that. I'm telling you, or maybe like 6, 7 points, not more than that. So me taking a trade here, just just see price tapping it, and me trying to take a trade in here. Wait, what the fuck? Yo, man, this is let me check. So me trying to take in, let's just say price tap in here, and I'm like, yo, let me just get in here. Let me get in here. Let me get in here. Right? So when price tap in here, and so I wanted to take a trade, I probably have to wait for this, right? My stop loss would be this, and you see this? That's about 10 points. So if I wait for the same amount, like for the same amount, almost 63, you know. So if I just wait, if I just wait, I would um, lower my risk, and that's a habit. You might be thinking, price ain't gonna come here, but yeah, I know for a fact price might not come in here, but what if? So these are good habits. So you always wanna, but yeah, you all can risk 10 points if you want. You are impatient, and I get that. When you are first starting out and you see when market does exactly what you are anticipating, you'll get excited and you might probably put uh 10 point stop loss. I get that, but that's not a good habit. You should always wait for the flip. That's how you lower your risk. And risk management is a larger portion, larger part of it. It's a portion of being a profitable trader. So that's what I believe. I think so. So I wait for the flip, and you know, yeah, this it's just and yeah, I'm just back testing it because it's Sunday, and I probably took some live trades tomorrow, and I'll make sure I stream that. Maybe since I trade in Indian market, and since I trade in Indian market, there's not many of you guys. And I feel like most of you guys are from US or other countries and you probably look for NQ charts. So yeah, this is but I can still sim trade though. So I'll try to do that tomorrow. I'll try. So anyway, so we got this first trade, you know, that's about 50 trade. But since I'm just shooting for 10 points, there are a lot of opportunities, and I'm doing it in 15 seconds. So like yeah, does that is that?
Gusto mo na photo?
So this are now let's look for other areas too. Maybe it's just because even though it is almost I think 4 4 it's 8. I feel like if I trade if I use 3 minutes as a guide and then I trade in 15 seconds, that would be a little bit better. But yeah, I think 2 minutes and 15 seconds that would be a better guide for me. So since we get this out of the way, let's wait for it. So we wait price to get here, this zone, right? Wait, let me get back to 2 minutes. Okay. So we wait for now since we take this trade and our profit is for tap, or maybe you you don't need the whole move, so you probably be out here in the zone. So look at this. So once you are done with this, the next target you'll be looking for is this zone right here. This is a zone right here, and here's how you know that. Let me show you. But it's a intermediary zone, so it might not be that significant. So when you were just starting out, the whole, or maybe it's just a lack of backtesting, or you didn't put the time in. So you you all are when you're just starting out, you'd be confused with this zones, right? Whether figuring out whether identifying zones. Okay, you might be thinking this one is a higher time frame zone, but it's not. So when you will see these zones everywhere, but when you were just starting out, you didn't put much time in. You didn't watch as many charts. The first issue is that you could you think this intermediary zones as the higher time frame zone, and that kind of trips you out, and you took some wrong trades. You all might be thinking, maybe I should just get involved with this. You know, So I'd advise you to draw the higher time frame zones and then SMBs, but always anticipate that if the zone is if it's a higher time frame zone, you can anticipate price go a little further. The push would be a little bit harder. You know, what I mean. But there are times, it could be. But yeah, you feel me. So this is what I feel, and just wanted to put this out there. So we have this zone right here, right? So price came in. So we have the zone right here. Price came in. There's this imbalance. Price tap into this imbalance, give us a regional push. That is about 65, 54. That is about 9 points. Now, if you like in and out, just the way I do, you probably get in here as well. And here's how you would get in. This is the we're looking at 2 minutes as our but as our guide, right? So you would not you're not gonna trade in here thinking that this imbalance right here will give you a huge push downside, because it's not gonna give you a huge push, because you see this market structure, the higher time frame zone right here. We just tap into a higher time frame zone, and we just mitigated the higher time frame zone, and we are coming to take the high, or for the new high, or the next zone above. So when you know price coming in here and you see imbalance, you wouldn't be going for a huge push here. Yeah, you can take 5 points here, 5-10 points from here. But yeah, I would anticipate if you're just someone that, if you're a scalper, you can get in here. And for you to do that, you just go to your time frame where you take your trade start and on a 15 second. Yeah, like I mentioned, you all can use 1 minute as your guide, but and take trades on 5 second like Dave and his student does. But for me, 5 points is not enough. You know, so I trade in Indian market. I don't know if I mentioned this. I probably mentioned this in my previous life that I just, I just, but yeah, I trade in Indian market. So my brokerage is so high, and I'm trading with a very little capital. It's just close to nothing. So kind of like a practice. So that's why I need at least 10 points and more. But I I put my greed aside, and I only take 10 points. But yeah, 10 points is a minimum. So I need that. That's why I use 2 minute as my guide and 15 second as, a, as where I took my trade. So took my trade. I'll wait for flips in 15 seconds. So you'll see that right here. First up in here. There's just S&D. It's an imbalance in higher time frame. So if I step in. Oh, see the push right here? The price can fall. Yeah, so if you can time this, you can trade in here. But yeah, I wouldn't trade this. Then you'll see this zone right here. This that I just draw. Oh man, you see this pattern? Like this is perfect market structure right here. Like this is the pattern we look for. You know what I mean? You see this? Yo. So yeah, I like I mentioned, I can do this zone and probably take it. I don't really like taking counter trades, but you know, knowing I know for a fact price would come here, take this high. So I don't get involved in here, but yeah, if you can time this, you love in and out, you can get in here and then take a quick trade in here. You know, just know where when you know for a fact price would happen. Okay, you see this? Oh, it's perfect. That's like a double time. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so this is low coming here, after the imbalance. So it's a lower, it's a yo, yo.